Hello everyone, thank you for watching our video, Compass Edge Online Learning Course, Module 3, Gap Analysis on China Outbound Strategy for Independent Hotel. This is one of the series of Compass Edge Online Learning Course modules, and our aim is to share with colleagues and peers in the industry on the subject of China Outbound. Please let us introduce ourselves as your host today. Ms. Rebecca Ho is the Head of Business Development at Compass Edge, based in Hong Kong.
Hello, everyone.
I am Cho Wong, Managing Director of Compass Edge Europe. The European office was set up in 2017, and it is based in the UK, serving hoteliers in Europe. Looking from a distance, can you distinguish between crystal and glass? It is extremely difficult to tell the differences just by looking, unless you tap each one in turn by a spoon. The big difference is, of course, the quality and the price. I am sure you must have been approached by someone in the past claiming they know the China market and can help you find a solution to exploit the China outbound potential. Did you follow their advice and implement what they said? Or you might have already done quite a lot towards building your Chinese outbound strategy yourself. Does it work? Have you done enough? As you know, marketing in China is a lot more complicated than one thought. Just by looking at something without deep understanding may lead you to a wrong path and wasting your investment. Today, we want to show you something that looks similar on the surface, but it will be very different when you dig deeper, like the example of crystal and glass.
Thank you, Cho. Our objective here today is to show you the gaps, how to tell the differences between crystal and glass. In the Chinese market, what appear pretty straightforward to us may give you a different result altogether, with different approaches. We are showing 8 key areas here, just like 8 different ways to hit and show which one is crystal and which one is only glass. We shall go through the topics of number 1, a Chinese website. Number 2, social media and its content in China. Number 3, likes and followers in social media. Number 4, WeChat. Everyone seems to know all that is to know about WeChat. Number 5, influencers, or key opinion leaders, KOL, as they are known in China. Number 6, rate parity in China. Number 7, payment methods optimized there. And last but not least. And number 8, social listening. Let us start with the Chinese website. You probably have taken the trouble to have developed a whole website in Chinese, or you may have translated only some of your web pages into Chinese language. Do you realize that a translated Chinese website is not good enough? You need a localized Chinese website with design and architecture to suit the customer taste. Chinese web users are very impatient. They are used to have all the information they want at one glance. And they do not like to do too much clicking while they are reading on web pages. For example, you may be showing different room types under your room heading, but then one has to click on each room type to read the details. This means several clicks before the visitor can find what they want. The screenshot on the right shows 3 levels, i.e. 3 separate clicks or layers, until we come to the room description of each room type. Chinese travelers, however, preferred to see all room types on offer on the same page by scrolling up and down or using jump tabs, as shown by the image on the left, without the need to click to go into different pages. This saved them a lot of time. For the China market, you must start afresh and build your Chinese website the Chinese way in order to search and read by your target audience there.
First thing first, have you ever checked whether your hotel could have more than one translated name inside China? Even if you have a localized official website, are you aware that different OTAs may have translated your hotel's name differently? If you can't read Chinese, or if you haven't done your research properly, you wouldn't know. I'm sure you will strongly agree that a consistent hotel name for all channels is vital. After all, this is your brand in China. The examples here illustrate what we meant. The name Crimson Resort and Spa Boracay can be translated differently, and hence you can see the confusion where there is a contrast of names on its own website, on Ctrip, and on Agoda. This hotel is in fact our client, and we spotted this issue, and it is fixed now. It is not the hotel's fault, because other than major hotel chains, OTAs seem to translate overseas hotels' name into Chinese in any way they want. Most often, Chinese travelers will copy the hotel's Chinese name from an OTA and paste it onto Baidu to search for the hotel's own website, most probably to compare prices. A wrong name leads to nowhere. Also, it would give an impression that this could be a fake site or a fake hotel. Whether we like it or not, the Chinese government is very sensitive to undesirable content on the internet, be it about gambling, Western fed, and behavior that they don't agree with. In particular, politically sensitive materials. For your information, Baidu works closely with the Chinese government, respects their censorship rules, and only indexes websites that meet the stringent criteria of the government. It regularly censors content such as pornography, gambling, and articles that are contrary to what the Chinese government agrees with. Hence, if you have a Chinese website hosted in China, you need to avoid having this kind of undesirable content, and also avoid using prohibited terms and forbidden Chinese characters. For the image on the left, instead of using the word entertainment complex to avoid censorship, it uses the original translation of casino in Chinese to describe the hotel's services. Because gambling is discouraged, this will raise the red flags. You might remember an incident in 2018 on Marriott's Chinese website. They launched a survey campaign with web pages designed by a third party who put in a country drop-down list for participants to indicate where they were based. However, it put Taiwan and Tibet as countries in sovereign terms, and it was a definite no-no. As a result, Marriott's Chinese website was shut down for 2 weeks, resulting in lost business. It shows that there could be consequence if there is a lapse in attention to detail. You might think it may be politically correct to ban the words Wuhan virus inside China. But how about Winnie the Pooh, which is also banned in China? It is common to find the censorship goalposts will keep changing all the time, according to current affairs or political climate at the time. One has to keep pulse of it continuously, and therefore you need a guiding hand to keep your website current and effective, and most importantly, clean.
Amenities. It is important to tell your audience what they can expect to find in your hotel when they arrive. What amenities and creature comfort are on offer. There are specific amenities that Chinese travelers do care more about. Have you highlighted those on your Chinese website? The hotel website on the left-hand image show amenities icons such as in-room tea making facility, Chinese TV channels, Alipay, etc., which are what Chinese travelers will look for. This is best done on the hotel's homepage. They can understand at a glance what is available specific for them. In Chinese website design, other than the website architecture, you need to take into account. We also need a balance between the pure design element and the usability aspect. As a matter of fact, Chinese like busy web pages. They want to catch maximum information at one glance right from the homepage as mentioned. Therefore, what we consider as a busy page in the West, with too much information or a graphic on one page, turns out to be exactly what they want. The key point here is to understand what the Chinese customer are looking for. Yes, I do agree. The homepage may look crowded, but if people there like it and they spend more time on it, you will have a higher page per capita and also facilitates SEO. Back to amenities. If you are interested in more about details, we have a separate training video on YouTube under Module 1, Section 5, which is focused on amenities, and you can refer to it for more details. Social link. If you have used your English website as a blueprint and translated it into Chinese, You shouldn't be surprised to find what your Chinese site will have links to your social media account, such as your Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The right-hand image is a good example. As you know, these channels are banned in China. Imagine the frustration when someone in China clicks these links and he's going nowhere. In your localized website, the social links should be direct instead to your China readable account and other sites such as Weibo, WeChat, Douyin, etc. if you have them. It is important for you to use Chinese social sharing plugins on your Chinese sites to enable your users to share your content if they want to. Using this slide as an example, the left image shows TripAdvisor and Weibo, which are all accessible in China. So, when one clicks on any of them, they can land themselves on the site.
Speed. If your website is clean, congratulations. It has managed to escape censorship. Having said that, it will still take an average of 24 seconds for it to be downloaded from your server, hosted at home, into China. This is due to filtering by the Chinese internet censors. 24 seconds is far too long. On the other hand, a website hosted inside China takes only 3 seconds to appear, which is back to the speed that we are all used to at home. We also need to bear in mind that unless you do your speed testing inside China, you will not be able to tell whether your website is running there or whether the loading time is too long. You might think everything is okay because you can open your website where you are and when you are outside China as normal. The image on the right is a Chinese language website built for a UK hotel. Even if there is a problem with its site inside China, such as not accessible or slow, the hotel will not notice it if it is working normally in the UK. A loading speed test was done on this website in China, as it is shown on the left. The speed varies from not accessible to a loading speed of 1 minute. Hence, you can see the challenges we face on speed. The loading speed might be a bigger problem for websites outside China when the whole of the country is covered by 5G. The disparity in speed will be more noticeable. Search engine optimization, SEO. It is a part of life for hoteliers. We know how important it is for our websites to be optimized on Google. Having said that, Google is banned in China, and therefore your localized website has to be searchable by Chinese search engines. Getting your site fully optimized is definitely a good idea. Implement your meta keywords on every page, and also include a couple of key phrases of your core products or services. Care should still be taken to ensure that there is no keyword stuffing. However, there are also other Chinese search engines. Do pay attention to WeChat Search. WeChat Search is the only search engine which has access to public messages on WeChat, which is an enormous data source and very beneficial for natural language processing. WeChat search is challenging Baidu's market leadership. People can also search on WeChat, which is the most powerful super app in China. And the reason is that WeChat does not want their users to leave WeChat to search for things elsewhere. And this is why, although Baidu is the equivalent of Google in China, even when we do SEO, it is not only Baidu, but we need to take care of WeChat search as well.
Thanks, Joe. Move to China domain. In terms of SEO, Baidu gives priority to Chinese websites hosted in China, and a .cn domain name helps develop your presence in China, along with your visibility in search results. Having a .cn domain names give you credibility in the local market and can help you avoid being blocked by the censorship board. Localize the hotel website with .cn ending extension will help better compare with a website without, even though both websites are in Chinese. Furthermore, due to the trust issue, most of the time a website with .cn domain with a language icon linking back to the hotel English website will be seen as authentic, and the Chinese booker will check further. They will know they are visiting the hotel official website instead of the site with the hotel name hijacked by travel agents or OTAs. Additionally, a website with .cn domain will download faster inside China. We have highlighted the differences between a translated website and a localized website. You can see that we have been talking about websites in our previous slides. The reason we start from websites is because they are our first go-to place in the West when we want to plan for our trips. In reality, in China, searching for website is not the first port of call for a typical Chinese traveler. Last year, we have conducted a survey with young Chinese travelers with the objective of understanding and examining their journeys. This is the module showing the flow from inspiration phase through to planning, validation, booking, staying, and once the trip complete, sharing. Inspiration. 40% of Chinese get inspired based on emotional connection from social media posts, 33% from friends and relatives, and 22% by KOLs, key opinion leaders. Planning. Young Chinese use Mafengwo, Little Red Book, Ctrip, and Weibo as the main online platform to do overseas trips planning. Validation. 72% of Chinese will search and review the shortlisted hotel's website to validate information. Move to booking. 84% of young Chinese book overseas hotel via Ctrip, Mafengwo, and offline agents, etc. Only 16% indicates that They will book direct on hotel's official website. After staying, comes to sharing. The top three platforms where they will share their travel experience are WeChat, Weibo, and Little Rebel. You can see that hotel website visits do not come in until the first step, validation. Social media is where their journeys begin.
Social media. Since social media is so important, your posts need to catch people's attention in the first place. It is competing for the eyeballs of the largest audience against 32,000 other organic posts every single minute. Otherwise, with the overwhelming volume of traffic on Chinese social media, your post will sink to the bottom within seconds. Looking at the one on the left, trending hashtags are used, and on highly popular topics at the time that netizens are discussing. A trending hashtag is one that sparks a lot of discussions and engagement at that point in time. However, the $1 million question is, what is trending and what is not? We need to do a lot of research to find out what is trending. You cannot decide from the wording at all. A travel to Wuhan hashtag is trending at this moment, and a travel to Shanghai maybe not, simply because people are talking about Wuhan now. By using a trending hashtag in your content update as well, your message will be seen by a much larger audience. More and more people can see your updates rather than just your fans and followers, and they will reshare. The post on the left got 49,000 impressions, and the one on the right managed only 16. In addition, another key point here is that trending hashtags will change very quickly from day to day. Knowing when to put out a post is also very important. What time of the day and which day of the week can determine the success or failure of a post. Timing is everything. On the Weibo versus WeChat engagement image, everyone seems to check their phones in the morning, soon after they wake up. Then Weibo peaks around lunchtime, and WeChat articles get read more in the early evening. Monday mornings are much busier on Weibo, presumably as users catch up on the news they missed over the weekend. People seem to wake up later at weekends and are also active later in the evenings too. Here are two posts for comparison. Both posts have great content and beautiful imageries, but the viewership is so different. The one posted at 5 p.m. yields over 63,000 readerships versus a similar post done at 10:42 in the morning, which has only got 208. But of course, remember we talked about trending hashtags before, and that makes a difference too.
Articles. Chinese are due to the articles on gossiping, high-end lifestyle they dream of, or in the theme of traveling. Something they can learn a thing or two. It is therefore not good enough to focus this article only on describing your property, your facility, and service that you offer. The information there should be important too. Why they should visit your destination, what they can do, what they can learn or achieve from being there in the first place. Then, about why your property is their best choice in that destination. In this example, the article on the left is engaging. The hashtag Wuhan become the top lesson destination had topped the hottest trending topic on Weibo, with 35,000 discussions and 270 million views. How is it going to help us, you may ask? Well, in this case, we know this is a trending topic and we leverage this film to bring out the most want to go place overseas, which is Thailand, and soft features our hotels on the articles. Publishing article on the hot topics of the time will mean a lot of people will read them. Again, what better chance than soft features our hotel in those articles? This is a better way than to write an article, like on the right, just to talk your own hotel. Making use of trending can make you be seen and get more mileage from the crowded China online world. Without keeping the pulse of the current trend and carry out research, you will find it difficult to catch which topic is hot and which is not. Such video. A good video tells a story which the Chinese preferred. It should not be all about what your hotel looks like and on rooms, restaurants, facility, and so on. The video should be exciting, engaging, and leave a lasting impression among viewers. And it should not more than 60 seconds. Shot in love for friends to share. The video on the left is a story told by a KOL, key opinion leader. This video reached 5 digits audience. And you know, Chinese do not like to click nice. But her short video campaign with us has 942 likes and 765 collects, which means people save her video for future. Again, you may ask me why. Because at that time, what trending was. Many influencers were trying to scream like a fish and post their action on social media. Her action is for her video to teach others how to do it and make the screaming video look beautiful and perfect. Chinese like to learn and be better, and she did it at one of our hotel swimming pool, and her audience compliment on how nice the swimming pool and hotel is for screaming like this to be done. So, short videos which can achieve that will get extra mileage than a regular relaxing pool video. And in this example, we maximize the use of the stream like a fish trend to benefit our hotels. By the way, live streaming is very popular inside China in product marketing. And it is definitely one of the tools you need to be considered deploying. It has yet to get on with the hospitality industry. If it is possible at your end to perform live streaming, it will definitely attract their attention. For example, Chinese viewers are very interested in cooking foreign dish, and your chef can demonstrate his signature dish using live streaming.
Series and storyboard. Posts and visual content are important elements of online marketing, especially when you can tell a story which is engaging, which can induce emotion, and perhaps encouraging responses from your target audience. Using the same hashtags consistently and meaningfully can catch your followers rather than using hashtags too randomly without proper planning. A successful story will be shared among netizens and make your brand stand out from the crowd. The series posts on the left follow a storyline, like here, on sustainability and eco-friendly concepts, which is a big topic in China. And at the same theme is kept for a month, making it interesting for audience to follow its updates. The posts on the right, however, are random and there is no central theme to them. In addition, if someone comes across one of your posts on a certain subject that he is interested in, most likely he will go back to search for other posts on the same subject from the same hotel too. That way, your engagement rate will go up with followers. He is also more likely to share your posts with his friends and peers who are interested in the same topic. Likes and followers. Unfortunately, it is very difficult to build loyal followers in China. They need to be rewarded constantly in return for the time they spend reading your posts and being your fans. Tactics such as lucky draws or red packets with either instant cash rewards or transferable coupons to be used at your property is necessary to lure their constant attention. Without these kind of goodies, it is very easy to lose fans. A successful campaign will enable a company acquires more followers. Look at the example of a successful Weibo campaign on the left. It gets people responding, talking, and resharing. It also seems that one can increase their number of followers simply by cheating. The image on the right is an advert telling people where they can buy fans very cheaply. This cannot be real, as real followers are very expensive to acquire and cannot be bought this way. Most likely, they are zombie fan bots, which is not going to help with real engagement. The key here is numbers can be faked easily or purchased cheaply in China, and you won't get real engagements. Only legitimate campaigns can earn you engagement. Fake fans are not real people that you can convert into real customers. They do not return real marketing results for brands advertising on Chinese social media. Moreover, it is not cost effective because you might have to buy new fake accounts very often, since Weibo deletes them regularly. You may also get punished by Weibo for using fake accounts to increase your number of followers. In the end, it hurts your brand reputation and certainly your marketing budget. Also, Chinese do not like to click like. Our studies show that even big brands don't get a lot of likes.
WeChat. Now you hear everyone is talking about WeChat and someone approached you to say they can give you a WeChat account. You receive a QR code and you think you are covered on WeChat and are connected to billions of Chinese this way. Do you really? There are many different types of WeChat accounts. First and foremost, a personal and official account. Overseas company can only get service account as WeChat official accounts. If someone told you they will do social media posts for you on WeChat, beware. WeChat official account does not have social media posting function like news feed, which in WeChat they call moments. Only personal account can do social media posting. Even for personal accounts, there are overseas account versus mainland Chinese account. They are hosted on different servers and many features are not available for overseas account. Bottom line is, WeChat is a closed private platform. Before you jump in to open a WeChat account of any kind, you need to clearly know what you wish to achieve with the accounts and how you plan to use it to acquire connections. For a business who wants more function so that it can reach out to customer in many ways, a WeChat official account is more suitable than a personal account. Plus, only WeChat official accounts are searchable. WeChat official account. No doubt you know a lot about WeChat and may have already set up a WeChat official account. A customizable menu enrich your official account interface and allow users to understand the features of their official account better and faster. How to make the account useful to you and your followers depends on your overall objective and how you structure and develop your APIs. The image on the left is from our Go Hotels Go WeChat official account. We have programmed additional menus such as visit our website, recommend the hotel, and we even put in the link to our LN loyalty program. The image on the right shows at other hotels' official account, but they have not that much to it and only use it to publish articles. Hence, they are not really optimizing this potential.
Mini program. WeChat mini program is totally different to a WeChat account. They're separate entities with different functions. Opening one does not imply you will automatically have the other. Instead, mini program is more like an app rather than a social media account. Moreover, WeChat mini program is an app inside WeChat. It does not require downloading. A user can just scan the QR code and can use it right away. Most important of all, it enables and facilitates e-commerce, task management, and coupons. Something similar to WeChat mini program is non-existent in the West. WeChat mini program's daily active users grew to surpass 400 million with deep penetration in daily services, in particular grocery shopping and municipal services as users are structurally shifting their behavior from offline to online as a result of COVID-19. Influencers, key opinion leaders, KOLs, and key opinion customers, KOCs. If you look at both images, they both have nice photos and similar content, but the result is very different. The post on the left draws a lot of attention because the writer is a well-known travel influencer with many followers. People recognize him and read his posts. This creates engagement. If he promotes or writes an article about a hotel, you can bet that the hotel will be remembered by his fans. His fans will then reshare the images to their friends, thus creating more impressions. The one on the right is published by a non-KOL. Even with nice photos and good writing, very little interest is created because he's not a KOL. End of the day, an internet influencer is like a celebrity. People will search for his name for latest posts and articles. Even in some cases, they do not post nice photos or write as good, but they can get results. With a vast number of followers and high engagement, they can push a product much better than an unknown person. Please bear in mind that you need to choose a suitable influencer or KOL for your purpose.
Rate parity in China. It is a common misunderstanding that rate parity can be enforced in China, even when you are using a channel manager. This is unfortunately not the case. The image on the left is from Ctrip, showing a hotel room with a lot of different rates. Some are online rates, but others are offline rates from travel agents and other third parties. Restricted rates are not supposed to be shown, same as in other countries, but are shown here too. And these rates are only for one room type. When you use a channel manager, your aim is to control your rates in all channels. This is usually the case, but again, unfortunately, it is not always like that in China. In China, OTA can low or offline rates, contract rate, or even restrict the rate on their website. This is their way to undercut competitor, even if it means there is very little margin or markups for them. Another trick they use is to offer different rate bands according to the IP address location and timing of the day to filter and control which rates can see or which way cannot see. Payment method. We all expect our guests to pay by credit card, right? But this depends on how many people in the population are cardholders. According to the World Bank, in China, only 21% of the population has a credit card, compared with 70% of Americans. That is because China has disrupt the rest of the world in terms of payment methods. China is moving towards a cashless society, and they are go strict to mobile payments rather than having to go through the phase of using credit cards. WeChat Pay and Alipay are very popular in China. It will be a huge advantage if your hotel can accept this mobile payment, which helps Chinese travelers a lot. Facial recognition payment systems are also gaining momentum in China, but may not be that popular in the West at this moment. However, we should be aware of this trend.
Social listening. As you know, social listening can help you understand what your customers think of your brand so that you can work towards truly providing what they want. In the West, you can receive feedback from your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TripAdvisor accounts. The feedback and reviews are most likely in English, and therefore you will have no problem in understanding and responding. In fact, many hoteliers review the Chinese comments on TripAdvisor and believe they have got the sentiment from these travelers. Actually, Chinese who comment on TripAdvisor in Chinese are mainly overseas Chinese. Mainland Chinese, on the other hand, usually leave the comments in Mafengwo, Ctrip Social, Meituan, Bilibili, and Dianping, and most of them are not reviewed sites, so you have to catch the sentiments in between their conversations. We probably think keeping an eye on TripAdvisor's user content is good enough, but not in China. As a matter of fact, TripAdvisor is not that popular. Hence, in order to keep tab on social listening, you need to spread your net widely and include these Chinese platforms. Another tip is, if you work with Ctrip directly, you can access the system and reply to reviews made, and therefore giving you a chance to react and respond, showing that you care. Hopefully, after going through this video, you should be China ready. Are you China ready? Please join the China Ready Hotels group on Facebook to obtain market intelligence and update. And we have put a link here for your reference. For those who wish to reuse, remix, and redistribute this training material, full credit to Campus Edge is required, please. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Thanks for your time. Goodbye.